Okay, Itamek Skanatani, good morning. It is fairly early, not dawn or anything, but relatively early on Tuesday, August 28th, 2018, in the latter half, going into the latter half of the fourth of 5 summer lunar cycles, Pakipis Tsotsitechpi, when the choke cherries ripen. And I've got a skunk call this morning. Skunk business is slowing down. You wouldn't know it from my videos probably, but I haven't had a call in a couple of days. Most of my traps are moving in. I've got my traps building up in my house. So what I think is going on is that the young of this year are finally learning to kind of keep themselves more hidden from people so that there's no panic of their presence. Because it's not like they're ever gone. But if they're visible, then people got a problem, right? So anyway, I've got a skunk to pick up this morning, and I've got kind of a long day ahead of me. I'm supposed to teach at the Samas Aboriginal Employment Center this afternoon on the north side. We'll see if any clients show up for that. And then I'm supposed to lead a walk and talk regarding edible and medicinal plants on the blood reserve this evening. So I'll be out there this evening. What goes on in between all of that and afterward and such in terms of wildlife calls, we'll see. It could be a very busy day for me. It could be like a 14-15 hour non-stop day, which is alright because I've had a couple of pretty slow days. Yesterday I didn't get any critter calls except until like right before dark. You know, at dusk I got a call to the north side for a porcupine. They ended up relocating to Alexander Wilderness Park. And you know, the thing about the porcupines that's kind of fun is they don't want to ever get out of my kennel. You know, that's their safe space. So it's, in a way, it's easy to get them to go in there because all you got to do is pull them in front of it, and then they recognize it's a hole that they can climb into, and they go in. But then when it comes time to get out, I pretty much have to disassemble the whole kennel to get them to move. Anyway, let's go fetch this skunk. Hey there, Skunky. Good morning. Just taking a nap, huh? Sleeping away, because what else is there to do in there, right? Alright. I'm gonna get you out of there. That is the goal. Side or the other. Up. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Skunky. Come on. Come on. Go ahead out. Oh. Very cool. I don't get to pet a Skunky every day. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Just stay in my box or what? Go ahead. Oh, I know. I know. Makes you nervous. Go ahead. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not out to hurt you. Alright, it is now rush hour in Lethbridge, Alberta. To what extent we have one. The tail end of it anyway. It's 5 o'clock in the evening, and I am scheduled right now to be out on the blood reserve doing a walk and talk for clients of the Lethbridge Police Service, teaching them about Blackfoot traditional edible and medicinal plants and that kind of thing. They booked me for 5 o'clock. They're paying me. And I'm not there right now because at the last minute, I got a snake call. So I'm headed down into Lethbridge Country Club right now. I'm gonna quickly pick up the snake, and this snake is probably gonna have to go with me out to the reserve and then be released afterward because yeah, I'm booked and those guys are being patient right now at this moment, and it's probably going to take me a half hour as it is to get out there. So let's go pick up this snake.
See how big he actually is. Not yet. Falls out.
Pretty flinchy, huh?
Pretty good pup.
Oh, yeah. Let me take him with the hook. I might have to go to tongs.
Oh, he doesn't want to let you get on there. There you go. Not bad.
Yeah. Nice big con.
You been pretty busy?
No, it's been pretty quiet actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, things are slowing down, and
Slowing down?
yeah, babies have already been born, and they're already at the dens with their moms,
Okay,
where
yeah.
they're going to winter and all that. And
Oh, yeah.
I think the next maybe couple weeks out, they're going to all move back.
On the back.
This one might already be migrating.
Oh,
And so I kind of wonder whether this one's from over here, whether it was trying to get across the river, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, all that trouble I was having getting the snake on my hook back there reminds me, there is a subscriber, Robert Sepper, who was looking for some cause to donate toward, and he's offered to buy me a new hook, a hook that's more appropriate, you know, for the heavier snakes that I sometimes get. You know, when they're on that one little thin bar, that's really that puts a lot of weight on that one spot, right? So the hook that he's getting me actually has 3 different interchangeable heads. One of them has a kind of 2 hooks coming out a couple of inches, 2-3 inches apart from each other to distribute that weight. One of the hooks is just flat in itself, so I'm going to try that as well. And then another one is an enclosed apparatus that's meant to help pin heads when you have to actually, go hands-on with the snakes, which I do once in a while. And currently, I just used my regular hook to first pin their head before I grab them. But this tool is actually made to do that, and so it's going to be very helpful. So he's trying to get that out to me before the end of season here. We'll see how it goes, but I'm looking forward to it, and it's gonna, I'm sure, make a world of difference when I'm trying to pick up snakes out of buckets or out of whatever situation with the hook instead of the tongs. To have their weight distribute a little better, I think they'll be more comfortable and more cooperative with the hook. Now, that all being said, I realized that there's more than one reason why I needed to retain this snake this evening for a little bit. The one was because I'm scheduled to be out here on the reserve giving that talk, but the other is that coming from the that side of the river, Lethbridge Country Club, I never know whether these snakes are actually from the south side of Lethbridge or from across the river on the west side. Some of them I know cross the river and end up getting picked up at the country club. So given the timing this late in the season, you know, I expect snakes to be starting to make their way back, actually, toward the den site pretty quick here, if not already. This one may have been engaged in that when he got picked up. I don't know. So I'm gonna look at the photo database, I think, and see if I picked him up before and on which side of the river and all that before I make a choice on where to drop him off. I think that's the best for the snake given the time of the season. In any case, we're almost out here to the camp, so the snake will be temporarily an education piece. Yeah.
Is it? Snap a photo of it.
Oh, I see its face. You see it? Yeah. He just like.
Yeah, so I just left camp and the sun has gone down. I realize I'm running out of daylight hours to work with, so I stopped to take a picture here of the snake, and now I'll go home, and then this evening I can look through the photo database and see if I've seen this snake before. If I have, then that'll help me get it to the place that it really needs to go in the morning. If I haven't, I just make a decision about which side of the river to let him go on. Probably be on the west side because I suspect that's where he's from, but I'm going to try to confirm it.